Thanks for watching Clicks and Quesadillas. This is your host, Jason. This is my friend, Brian.
Quesadillas. This episode's called Clicks and Quesadillas.
Dillas, welcome. Thanks for watching. So, I got Brian this hat. I wore this a couple episodes ago.
Yep. And now it's mine.
And now it's his.
Luckily, Jason has no hair, so I don't have to worry about lice.
Yeah. Otherwise.
Otherwise,
yeah.
I'd be screwed.
Yeah. So, Brian, tell me about what's your favorite hero?
My favorite hero is Batman.
What?
Second favorite hero is probably Captain America. And
Not Captain Marvel? It looked like you were going to say Captain Marvel.
No, not. I actually know nothing about Captain Marvel. Whatever happened in the movie, sure, I'll say that's exactly what Captain Marvel's like.
I did not watch it yet. Did you watch it?
I did see it. It was actually funny. I mean, she's super OP, like almost as bad as Superman, but whatever. Girl power, that whole thing.
Cool. So, do you have a favorite Heroclix moment? Because Brian has played Heroclix. I don't always interview people that play.
I have.
Played.
That's gonna be loud. I have played Heroclix. We say, do I have a favorite Heroclix moment or a favorite Heroclix thing? A favorite Heroclix moment. I have a couple, but I actually liked when we went to the shop that's now closed down over on iDrive. Next to like massage parlor place.
Ooh, yeah, Pop City Comics.
Bam, that one. And I was super nervous to
Ran
go.
by Kern Ford.
There you go.
That was the guy.
And I ended up winning the tournament.
Who made you your team?
Some guy. In fairness, I had been working on a team that I was used to playing with, and then I couldn't use them, and then so Jason knows how I play, and he knows the strategies and stuff that I use, so he built a team specifically to go off my strategies, and so
You played Barda, didn't you?
Big
Barda.
I played Big Barda, yep, and Scarlet Witch and Bruce Wayne, I believe, because he had TK, and then I ended up winning that, and then we had this mini tournament afterwards where we had one figure on the map, and all of us played on one map, and I think I had Nightwing.
I remember Nightwing being there.
Not positive, but I believe I had Nightwing. Sidebar, Batman. I like Batman. Nightwing is probably my favorite character in the Batman universe, even more than Batman. I'm starting to like him more and more and more and more. I've already liked him, but he's probably my entire family's favorite character. All of us, I think he's the favorite one for all of us.
Does the Young Justice cartoon play a part in your liking it so much?
Maybe. Maybe no. I mean, yes and no. I like the fact that Dick doesn't need to be Batman. He doesn't need to be a hero. He could have easily just followed in Bruce's footsteps and even become Batman himself and stuff. But he's okay with just being Dick Grayson. You know what I mean? Bruce Wayne, there is no such thing as Bruce Wayne. He's Batman. You know what I mean? Even in the Batman Beyond cartoon, if you watch that one, there's an episode with this guy who can control sound. And they put this bandage on Bruce Wayne's head. Spoilers, by the way. It's 20 years old, so if you haven't seen it, tough luck. But spoilers. They put this bandage on Bruce Wayne's head, and they can send audio waves into his head. But only Bruce can hear them. And so if they're trying to make him seem crazy, long story, they end up figuring it out. Terry McGinnis, Batman, wins. And then Terry McGinnis asked him, he's did you ever think you were crazy? At any point did you actually think, maybe these voices are real? And he said, no. He's well, how did you know? He said, because the voices kept calling me Bruce. And Terry's so? He goes, so in my head, that's not what I call myself. And he's what do you call yourself? And then Bruce Wayne just smiles at him, and Terry, who is now Batman, goes, oh, well, that's my job now, or that's my name now. And then Bruce Wayne goes, tell that to my subconscious. So Bruce Wayne's always Batman. There is no, he's Bruce Wayne, but Bruce Wayne's not who he is. He's Batman. Dick Grayson is Dick Grayson, but then is becomes Nightwing. He's still Dick Grayson as Nightwing. You know what I mean? Like, there's still that humanity to him. And in all fairness, I think he's probably all around better. Like, I think he's probably the best Robin, in my opinion. I think, like, as he becomes Nightwing and becomes, Bruce Wayne doesn't necessarily age a whole lot, but if he did, I think Bruce in his, mid-30s, whatever you would consider Bruce's peak, I would say Nightwing's probably better at that same age. Like, you know what I mean? So, we like Nightwing. But anyways, I believe I picked Nightwing, and I ended up winning this secondary tournament as well, which was cool. Beat this guy that we'll talk about later, and who I will want to play again. If you watch this, just saying, we play again. Win my Batcave back, and then so that's probably my favorite story.
So that was the era, the era where the Bat Belt and the Bat Belt items were coming out. The
Utility Belt.
What was the tournament series called?
It was
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land.
The No Man's Land tournament series. So, do you have a least favorite HeroClix moment? I mean, we might as well.
Yeah, I have a least favorite moment. So that same one, you win the Batcave at the end. I had played, I think, all but like 2 of the tournaments in the entire series. I'd go with Jason, we'd play, and I did pretty well. I think only like a few of them I didn't actually win. So Jason and I was living with Jason at the time. My family and I was living with Jason. And Jason decides, because he's a nice guy, decides to invite people that don't normally come to our tournament. And so they come. And
this tournament was at Heroes Landing
off of 27 in Claremont. Yeah. Which is also gone now. But
both of those places are gone. Yeah.
And so Jason and I build our team, and we practice playing each other for literally, I'm not kidding, like a week. Like, we probably play each other like 5 times against each other with these teams. Sometimes Jason would win, sometimes I would win. We get to the tournament. The very first round, they stick me against Jason. And we try to be like, guys, can we just switch, like, to find, we've played each other, like, a lot. If I'm going to play him, I'd rather play him in the finals, not in the first round. And does Nolan watch this?
I don't think so.
If Nolan does watch this, we tried to get Nolan to switch. That has a whole nother backstory, and Nolan did not want to switch to play me so that Jason could play Robert. Right, it's Robert's name.
Yeah.
So I had to play Jason, and it was super close. I win.
Who was your team? Do you remember? Was it Hulk?
No, I couldn't have Hulk. It was Black Adam. It was the Voodoo guy. 2 Scarlet Witches.
Brother Voodoo?
Yeah, Brother Voodoo. 2 Scarlet Witches.
The Prime with the green circle, Brother Voodoo.
And
he's really good.
I think that's it, maybe. Maybe there's one more, but I can't remember. But I know I had the utility belt on Black Adam, because that made him a Batman character. That's why he was okay to play, because you had to have at least one Batman character, but the guy who ran the tournament, I cannot remember his name,
Jeremy, yes.
Jeremy?
Good job.
He said as long as there's a utility belt on a character, he counts as the Batman family. So Jason switched my team around, like literally like before we, like as we're picking the map. Jason was like, wait, no, do this. Which is funny because I was getting ready to play him. So that's kudos to Jason for helping me out. The next round, I play Chris, and Big Baby Chris, and he has this awesome Loki Thor piece.
Oh, yeah.
He also was
from the
playing,
Hammer of Thor set.
Yeah. He also was unlucky enough to play in an indoor map where he couldn't fly. And I don't know if you want to call it strategic or cheap. Chris would probably call it cheap. I had 2 Scarlet Witches who could do barrier, so I would use barrier to trap him. Like, I'd put the 4 pieces around him so he couldn't go anywhere, and then he couldn't do anything. So then it'd be my turn again. The barrier would leave. I would attack him. Blah, 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 blah. Barrier with the other Scarlet Witch, and basically rinse and repeat until I beat his team.
That's tough. Poor Chris.
Right. Robert now beats my son, and then I am now against Robert in the finals. And I was still relatively new to Heroclix in general. This was like the first like series or whatever that I played in. Like I said, I think I've been to like 6 tournaments or something like that. So I was still a little iffy on a lot of the rules. In almost every tournament that I played in, Jason was there, and I could ask Jason like, "Hey, like rule wise, or like how does this work, or you know." And for whatever reason, Jason wasn't there. And it was me versus Jeremy versus Chris. And Jeremy had this Catwoman that made it to where like if you had any like utility belt or anything like that, it vetoed it. Which I was fine with. I knew that. I understood that. And we're playing in the map that was like a jail. And I got confused on some of the rules.
Who are you playing? You're playing Robert.
I'm playing Robert, yeah. In the finals. Robert was one of the people who Jason invited to come and play. I was confused on the rules, on like line of sight type of things, and I was trying to ask Chris for help. So Chris started to tell me, and I guess Robert thought I was getting like strategic advice or something. And so he gets kind of upset, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't get advice." And I'm like, "I'm not getting advice. I'm asking like rules or whatever." And so we go back and forth, and I start kind of getting like a little like amped, like I'm like start getting like mad, right? Which was smart for him because of that, I just like the whole thing goes down, and then because of that, I get kind of annoyed, and I'm like, whatever. So I go in with my Black Adam, and just totally forgot that the Catwoman was there, which took away the utility belt, which basically meant my Black Adam couldn't do a lot of the strategic strategy that I had used him for, and he ended up beating me, dismantling me, and I wanted to play again, like immediately, but one, because I'm a poor sport, don't play me in anything, I'm horrible, but yeah, that was my worst. I was upset, and I was going to give the Batcave to Jason as a gift if I won. Even though Batman's my favorite and stuff like that. That same day, you know what, I'm not even going to tell that story because I don't know who watches this, so I'm going to be quiet.
All right. You have to tell me what you're going to say later.
Remind me. It's Batcave specific.
All right.
Your viewers are going to be like, what is this guy talking about?
You sure you don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It might upset somebody, but I don't know if he watches it. He might not watch it.
Nah,
We've said their name before. Okay, so the guy who ran the tournament. Do you remember where we're going with this? Yeah. Okay. So this tournament, I can't remember how many weeks it was. Jason ran this entire tournament. Jeremy had some other obligations. He was unable to attend, and if you ask anybody that went there, Jason was running this tournament. I think that there was only like maybe three,
2 or 3
of these events that Jason didn't run on his own. And whoever runs the tournament gets the big piece at the end. In this case, the Batcave. And so Jeremy showed up literally for the finals, and got the Batcave. And I wanted to give Jason the Batcave.
Yeah.
And so I was already slightly annoyed that I lost. I was more annoyed that I lost because I lost my temper, as opposed to just losing and like being outbeat, you know what I mean? And then I realized that, wait, there's a second Batcave and Jeremy's getting it and not Jason. And I was like, wait, what? And so keep in mind, I'm the new guy in the group. And Jeremy's leaving. Literally, this is the last thing he's doing, and then he's leaving, and Jason's taking over completely. So,
yeah, I probably really should have gotten the Batcave.
Yeah, and even it's very rare for Jason to get upset, and even Jason, Nolan, Chris, everyone that was there was like, I kind of think Jason deserves the Batcave, and Jeremy wasn't really hearing it, and he was upset. He was like, he started getting mad as well, and then Jason was like, hey, thanks Robert for coming to our tournament one time and the Batcave from us.
Did I say that?
Yeah. So 2 Batcaves. Neither one of them went to Jason. So if anybody out there has the Batcave or knows of where to get one and they want to buy one for Jason for his birthday,
It's coming up.
it's coming up next month. Just so you know, Batcave. Saying
Thanks, man.
Robert, Jeremy, if you guys watch this, just saying.
Good times. So let's
if
talk.
they do watch this, they no longer like me. So
They might still like you. I mean, it's funny stories, fun stories, good times. Well, I think Robert would like you just fine.
yeah, he beat me straight up. I mean, you know.
I don't know about Jeremy though. But so you're thinking about starting up something.
Yeah. So
soon. Let's talk about that.
we are looking into starting something, and we're very early in the stages, but essentially it's going to be a place where people can come and do all kinds of things. Everything from esports tournaments to the Warhammer, Heroclix, board games in general. So like Betrayal on House of Hill or House on Haunted Hill. I don't remember what it's called. Pretty much any board game you want to play though. We'll have coffee and food and stuff like that.
Probably what the community, wherever you set up the store, whatever you can see what they want, right?
Yeah, so like whatever games, we'll sell games there. But we're really going to focus on events, whether it be, like I said, HeroClix events, or Warhammer, or Dungeons & Dragons, or, like I said, esports. We're in the process right now of, because the issue that we're running into is space. To run an esports tournament, stuff like that, you need a good amount of space, and it's hard to find, 2,000 or 3,000 square feet in Florida for not a crap ton of money. So one of the ideas, my wife, if you know who my wife is, she's a preacher's daughter. Jason and I both grew up in churches, so one of the ideas that we came up with is
not literally. Sorry, go ahead.
Of course, yeah. Okay.
I mean, we didn't live at the church.
Well, not live there, but we did spend a lot of nights there, though.
We did spend some nights there.
That's
true.
And we were there like
maybe literally
5
Keep
days,
going.
5 days a week. I might have been at church more than I was at home. But we're talking about maybe trying to contact some of the churches and set up esports events at the churches that kids can come to. They'll pay their entry fee, and we're going to be doing, like I said, almost the same type of thing: board games and food and esport tournaments. We'll run the tournaments. They'll have prizes. We're going to do a YouTube channel where we're going to be videoing everything. That we have graphics and all kinds of cool stuff that we're working on. There's a lot of things that we're working on. It's still very early, but it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. It's going to be something that hopefully families can come out to, and they can bring their kids. We just had a couple months ago in March, I think it was. We had a esports birthday party for my son. Jason attended. His son, Derek, killed it. Was one of the only people. I think there was only 2 people in the entire thing that competed in every single game, every single event.
Good job, Derek.
One of them, so it was pretty legit. But yeah, so it's really cool. So hopefully, when we do get it, I'll come back on here. Everybody can come out and have a lot of fun and play games. Teach their kids, how to play video games and HeroClix and board games, and or their kids can teach you. I don't know, whatever you like. But there you go.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it was really cool going to the Keaton's birthday party, seeing the like how you set up all the video games and stuff, and switch back and forth between there.
Like every system imaginable there, everything.
Yeah. He even had a side TV for like with some old NES games,
NES
some retro
games,
stuff.
And we had the NES controllers for the Switch, wireless ones. And we had we were supposed to have a Kinect, but something happened with that. And then we had, I think the Wii U was set up over there, and then we had like a Switch and a PS4 and an Xbox One, and you could go to all these different like stations, and then we would call people up and say, hey, this is the next game, and people would sign up, and they would go, and we'd have these tournaments to see who would win, Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros. Or whatever the event was at the time that we were doing. So it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot at that place on how to run things. So I definitely think we'll probably be doing some tester ones at that we won't charge for, at like maybe libraries or something like that, just to much smaller tester ones to get some kinks out, iron everything out, and then once we're ready to go, we'll start.
Maybe some other birthday parties,
Yeah,
like some of your
something.
family or something.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe Derek's birthday, we'll throw a party for him, throw it up.
Cool. Um, uh, you have a name picked out for this? Do you want to talk about it, or?
Yeah, it's going to be called Select Start. So, kind of like the old NES controllers, which says Select Start. And if you take Select Start, I will hunt you down. I'm just joking. But yes, Select Start is what it's going to go.
Cool. Good deal. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, so do you have a favorite? Let's talk about some movies. Do you have a favorite superhero movie so far? A lot of stuff been coming out these past several years, right?
Yeah. Do animated movies count?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm a huge nerd. So if you know me at all, I actually purchased the DC Network 4 months before it even came out. I was like part of the beta team for them.
He lets me use his account, and I get to watch Young Justice. Thanks, Brian. God bless you.
Which if you're not watching Young Justice, watch that. Support the DC Network, because otherwise it's going to go away, and then we're not going to get season 4. I really like Mask of the Phantasm from when I was a kid. Batman,
yeah?
Mask of the Phantasm. I really like that one. That's really good.
I'll have to watch that again.
It holds up. We watched it with the family. Like, it holds up. Like, it's definitely animated series type of thing, but it's a little bit more mature than that. They got some, pretty crazy stuff that happens in it. If you haven't seen Mask of the Phantasm, it's awesome. It's an older animated film starring Kevin Conroy as Batman. He's the voice for Batman for all the Arkham games, for those who don't know. And Mark Hamill.
Mark
as
Hamill.
The Joker. He is Luke Skywalker, but he also does the Joker in Arkham as well, and a bunch of other things.
Solomon Grundy.
Solomon Grundy. I also am a really big fan of Under the Red Hood. That was done really well.
That's got my 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, that one's done really, really well. The ending of that, like, there's few things. So there's very few things. Like, I know everybody loves The Dark Knight. I'm not gonna crap on. I love The Dark Knight too. It's great, but that's not to me. To me, Heath Ledger's Joker was a great character, but to me, he wasn't the Joker. Like, I don't know. And so, like, when you watch Under the Red Hood, that Joker to me is more the Joker, like, where he's like, he cuts the glass and he stabs all these guys in the throat. He's like, I'm gonna need some guys, not these guys, because they're dead. Or like at the end when, like, he's tied to a chair, he's been beaten to a pulp. You know what I mean? And he's like, gotta give this kid credit. He came back from the dead to make this shindig happen. And and he keeps going. You know what I mean? He's like, who's got a camera? First me and the boys, then just the crowbar. And but then in Mask of the Phantasm, Mark Hamill does this scene where Salvador Balestra comes in, and you learn all this stuff, and Salvador's like, what he's coming after us. This guy, the bat's knocking us off, and the Joker knows this is, like, he doesn't know, but he assumes that this is not Batman because this doesn't make sense. And Sal, and he's making jokes, he's being funny. And Sal, who is this former mob boss, who used to be this really powerful guy, now he's on, like, breathing mask and stuff. And he grabs the Joker, and he's like, he's screaming at him. And the Joker, like, goes red and slaps his hands out of him. Don't touch me, old man! I don't know where your hands have been! And, like this jump, and this, you never know what you're gonna get, and that's the Joker.
I think the background colors change.
Yeah,
too,
right?
right?
It turns red, and then you kind of, like, get this sense that, like, you're about to die, mofo. And then, like, but then instead of killing him, he says, I don't know your hands have been. But then you fast forward a little bit in the movie, and nope, he kills you, like, you're dead. So, because then, anyways, watch the movie if you haven't seen it, kids. It's good. It is also on the DC Network with Under the Red Hood. You can watch them back to back, popcorn, good to go.
They made a Phantasm Heroclix piece
really?
for the animated series. That I don't have that piece. It's one of the few pieces I'm missing, but they did that.
That was a really cool character. And for the record, I remember it came out December 25th in the movie theater when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember
we
that.
opened presents and we went and watched it in the movie theater, and we were the only ones there. Me and my cousins. Only people.
Whoa! Rented out the whole place.
Yeah. No, nobody cared. Nobody showed up. But it was awesome. Like, and I remember from that point, I was like, oh my gosh. But I was a huge animated series mark from the beginning. So yes, those are probably my favorite. If I have to go live action,
It looks painful.
yeah. I'm a fan of the '89 Batman. It's campy as all get out. But Michael Keaton, he's still my Batman. Still got my fingers crossed that he's gonna come back as Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie.
Oh, is that something that's?
It's definitely been talked about by like a lot of people. And Michael Keaton said, "Yeah, sure." Which who wouldn't want to be Batman? I'll play Batman right now for free. Midget Batman. But yeah, probably '89 Batman. I don't know. The new movies are good. They're really fantastical and stuff, so that's cool. But I don't know, maybe more nostalgic. It's that one. So yeah.
Okay, cool, good deal. Favorite villain? Is it the Joker?
I like the Joker a lot. I actually like more villains than I do heroes. Ra's al Ghul, it's never good when you agree with the villain. It's never good. I find myself agreeing with Ra's al Ghul a lot. I'm like, these guys making some points. Thanos from the Avenger movie, I don't know. Kind of had something there. It was fair. We do that to deers, but Deathstroke. I like Deathstroke a lot. The concept of like somebody that could possibly be Batman is like
equal.
Even though he's more of like Nightwing's main villain. Like I said, Rage. Joker's always fun, but like everybody picks a Joker. I think everybody loves Joker, and he's fun, but he is a homicidal maniac. So I guess it's not the best person to pick, but yeah, I'd probably go with like Raish because he's the only person that could like both mentally and physically go toe to toe with Batman and not. You would believe that either one would win on a wits level and on a physical aspects level. Either one won, you'd be like, yeah, I can see it.
Makes me miss watching more animated series.
Yeah.
Televisions. I want to watch that more with Derek.
Yeah, that's really good. I love the Heart of Ice episode, which is probably one of the best ones ever. But I love that.
I did watch that one with Derek.
Yeah,
Derek watched that
with Mr. Freeze when he calls Batman detective. Detective, and like I remember as a kid being like, oh, yes, he's a detective. I'm an idiot, so there you go.
The DC Network, it's missing some episodes.
Yeah.
What is up with that?
From what I understand, they the producers for specific episodes, like Warner Brothers, had some big ordeal with it, and I don't know. Because the same as with even Batman Beyond, like you watch Batman Beyond, like the producers that worked, and again, I'm just going. I've done no research whatsoever. I just read stuff. But from what I read, some of the producers that were involved with it are no longer involved with Warner's, and they had like creative control over specific things in their contract with Warner's, and they couldn't bring all that over. And I don't know. That's what I read.
That sounds silly. I was wanting to watch. I only noticed because I was looking for the Hardak episodes, and those are not there. So yeah, that was the episode where there's like a robot Batman shows up. There's a smart computer that shows up, and it makes a Bruce Wayne duplicate.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Like if you like, They that show did a really good job of bringing like obscure characters and making them kind of awesome. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah, Mr. Freeze. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze is a perfect example.
Yeah, I mean before that he was just like a criminal.
Yeah, and then they created Harley Quinn. So if you're a fan of Harley Quinn, like that's where she got her start. And then they do get a little goofy with Batgirl, like. in some parts she's like associated with Robin, and then other times she's kind of associated with Batman, like romantically, and that used to confuse me as a kid. I'd be like, wait, who, what's going on? But yeah, like it's really good. You should watch it.
I always felt like Catwoman's story arc, her character changed at some point because like she was a little more like I'm fighting for environmental causes, and I'm an adult woman, and then like at some point where I don't know, it picked up on like it started season 4 or something like that when things got a little like the cartoon look.
That Superman look from the Superman cartoon.
Things looked a little more cartoony for kids kind of thing, and then Catwoman's like, oh, I just can't stay away from stealing. And it's like, what? Because she gave up the life of crime, and now she's like, what?
Another good cartoon, and it might even be on the same par with that is The Batman. It's like it's 4 seasons, maybe 5 seasons, and like it's episodic. Like it's weird because like the animated series was like each episode was its own story. Like it didn't really compound on itself. Like you know what I mean? Like The Batman, each episode's their own episode, but it kind of compounds more and more. So like the first season, like you meet detectives and you meet these characters, and then they evolve, and then like some people who are good become bad, and some people who are bad become good, and some characters that you dislike, that you actually start liking them, and then they introduce Batgirl, and they introduce Robin, and then they introduce like the rest of the Justice League, and like, but it's this progression. Like you're watching, a young Batman, starting out, Batman, and it's I don't know, it's really really good. My kids have watched it like 3 or 4 times. This was the Batman that my kid grew up on. Like when he was like 3 years old, he had the Batman.
I think I've watched this series.
It's really good. I think I've texted you actually and been like, hey, if you haven't seen it,
you did.
Check it out. It's really good. The Joker is like they do make some of the characters kind of goofy. Like the Penguin is like he's a fat guy, but like but then like he also can do like kung fu and like jump through the air. They're like Ryu hurricane kicks and stuff.
Does he have 2 assistants or something that are like, I don't know, like weird?
Yeah, they all have like these goofy henchmen, and like the Joker is in like an insane asylum suit that has like really long sleeves, and he's like, whoa! But I can't remember the guy who voices the Joker, but he's really good as well. But the Joker, it's like it's like Joker eyes, it's like, and then Freeze is a little weird. I think if I remember it, he doesn't have a gun. He like has his hand or something. Like it's like I don't remember exactly, but
yeah, I think this Mr. Freeze is just a straight up criminal. Isn't that right?
I cannot remember.
I'm
but
pretty sure.
But it's definitely like but they build on the universe like with every episode. So it was kind of cool because it's cool. It's okay for like a little kid who's like 4 or 5 years old. So if you have a kid who's little, they can watch it and be well, yeah, I like this. But then like you could also sit and watch it with your 15-year-old kid, and they would get into it because it does have that episodic like build up to it, like a normal show today.
I think I remember liking some of the episodes that were in like season 5 or something like that. I think we'll talk about that later. I'll ask you some questions, or well, maybe right now. Hey, wasn't there a future episode with Mr. Freeze? Like it was way into the future. Bruce Wayne's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I got to that.
Okay.
Yet. My kids definitely would have. If Keaton was here, he would definitely be able to tell you, like, because that's his favorite Batman. So it's like my animated series that the Batman is his. So I know in the Batman animated series universe with Batman Beyond, there's an episode where it goes into the future of Terry. When Terry's been Batman, he's the head of the Justice League now, and you find out all this other stuff. And
is he the head of the Justice League?
Yeah, he's the head of the league at that point, and Amanda, he ends up finding out that he does. I forgot how, but he does like a DNA test or something. And he finds out Bruce Wayne is his biological father.
Oh right, this is the Justice League
Yeah.
Unlimited
Yeah,
episode
Unlimited,
because there's
yeah,
a
yeah.
Justice League Unlimited episode where they touch on Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do an ending episode
Nope.
for the Batman Beyond, so
They-
this was kind of like
Yeah,
their.
and they have Amanda Waller. But the cool thing is we talked about Batman Mask of the Phantasm with the Phantasm. I won't say who it is, but they actually bring this character back in order to do something to Terry, and it's all super fantastical. And of
It
course
is really
it's
cool. It's just a cameo,
Yeah.
really, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really cool that they like brought in the
connected
character.
that whole universe, and like, I mean, the storylines. I don't know. It's very fantastical. It's very comic booky. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, wait, what? But either way, it was really cool, and it gave me an ending. And Batman Beyond was like, it came out I think in '99 when I was like 15 or 16 years old, and so like I really liked it, you know, at the time, and it was like, oh man, this is edgy. It wasn't edgy, but it seemed cool, and so, you know what I mean. So for them to give me an ending like years later, I was like, oh, this is awesome. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. We're giving you a lot of homework, so I don't know if you're taking notes, but you have a lot of stuff to watch.
I'll put it in the description, all the stuff that you
there's-
have to do.
You're gonna watch this and be like, Jesus. There will be a quiz though, just so you know.
It's true. Maybe not. So, what's your life look like these days? What can you tell me? What do you do?
So, my family and I do promotional marketing. We travel all over the U.S. and we sell a machine called the Zaz. You can put that in the description as well.
Like Victor Zaz? Isn't that his name?
Yeah. Like,
It's a Batman reference if you didn't know.
but yeah, which is the first thing I thought of actually when I saw it. I was like,
Yeah, when I saw the name in there, I was like, ah.
it means movement in Hebrew, actually. And then so it's an oscillation vibration therapy machine. Essentially, it's a wellness machine. But we travel the U.S., so we'll go and spend like 2 weeks in a city, and then, you know, sell it, and then move to another city. 2 weeks, sell it, move, you know, so on and so forth. And so yeah, we're on the road for months at a time, and then we'll.
This guy is just a snake oil salesman.
No, it's legit. It's so legit that if we turn the camera around, we're not going to because it took us forever to get this settled. But if we did, you would actually see one. We're staying at a timeshare right now, and you would see one in the timeshare because I spent my own money to buy one. My family and I, my wife and I, actually.
Did
bought
you say timeshare or timeshare?
timeshare?
Oh,
Timeshare.
sorry.
I don't know what a timeshare is, but now I want one. But yeah, so we bought one ourselves. It's legit. It really is cool. When I saw it, I was like, shut up, that's not gonna work. I was wrong. And we've got a book like that's like this thick. It's got front and back case studies.
His wife
for all
showed me a
kinds of stuff.
video about like how it works and.
It's pretty awesome. So, but yeah, so we do that. We sell that, and then we're working on the Select Start stuff on the road. That's one of the things that's making it harder is being on the road. It's hard to do that. As soon as I did it, I started to laugh. So for people who don't know, this thing, right? Like I said, I've known Jason since 7th grade, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. I was probably like 22. How
No,
what are we?
How old are you
apart?
now?
I'll be 40 this year. 40.
So I'm 36.
Okay,
So
4 years apart.
let's say I was 12. You were probably like 16.
Yeah.
And that's when me and Jason started hanging out. So a couple years into that, maybe when I was like 14 or 15, I saw Jason doing this. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm itching my nose. And I'm like, or, you know, whatever. And I was like, or he said, I felt like I have something in my nose. I'm like, why don't you just, you know? And he goes, well, because I touch things with my fingers. And what if I eat something? I never know what I'm going to eat. So I don't want to, you know, touch my nose and then not be able to wash my hands. And then somebody give me food that I want to eat. Like, what if someone brings me cookies? And
Yeah, people are always trying to give me cookies.
and so I was like, oh, that's genius. But whatever. It didn't have. It just when my memory bank and whatnot. So
Yeah, we're just here giving you hygienical advice. That's all.
this is legit, people. You take notes. I'm not joking. I told you this quesadilla episode needs notes. Fast forward a long time later, I am now living with Jason with my family. My family and I lived with Jason for like a year. We entertained him, sang all kinds of songs. It was great.
Yeah, made up songs. Yeah,
Just because. And then so I started noticing like later on like that I would do this, and I kept thinking to myself like, what? Somebody does this that I know. I can't
Spoiler,
remember.
it was me.
I could not remember who it was. And then yesterday, I'm in Publix to see Jason, and I'm walking around, I do like this, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Jason. Like, Jason's the one that I stole this from. This story is not entertaining at all. So if you want more entertaining stories, you can send money to Jason. We'll think of some more entertaining. Gee, people are like, why are we talking about this? I want to know about Heroclix or quesadillas. Batman, something.
So, were you done talking about the machine?
Yeah, I mean, just we sell this machine. It's amazing. If you want more information, Jason will put
Oh yeah, I can do that
down there, and then you can contact Jason. I can give it to you. It's awesome.
What's it do? Yeah, why?
So in a sense, it's a wellness machine. What it does is it simulates walking, running, or jogging on the muscles and nervous system. So essentially what's happening is it's kind of like, think of physical therapy. You're not actually doing the work. The physical therapy machine is helping you do it. So when you're standing on it, it's going to it simulates the walking, running, and jogging. Everything that you do gives a different effect. It all just comes down to what it is you're trying to accomplish as to what you would do on the machine. So we have everything from people who have like neuropathy, fibromyalgia, Parkinson's, MS, spinal stenosis, all the way up to elite high-level athletes like MMA fighters, boxers, football players that will use it as like a pre and post-workout, as like recovery from a workout. Like I said, all the way down to like people who have like severe sickness and then everyone in between. It just comes down to what it is you're trying to accomplish as to what you would do on said machine. So every position gives a different feel, but essentially what it's doing is it's opening the capillaries and the blood vessels. It's increasing your balance and mobility, but we actually have one of the highest ranking for lymphatic drainage. So we are activating the lymphatic system. If you don't know what the lymphatic system is, Google it. Be like, boom. Super important. We're helping pull toxins and inflammation from the muscles and the organs. As we reduce inflammation in the body, we're able to help with a lot of illnesses, a lot of sickness. When it comes to weight management, a lot of people who hold a lot of inflammation also hold a lot of excess water weight. As we reduce the inflammation, we reduce excess water weight. So you can imagine what your appearance would look like. So it does a lot of amazing things. I mean, I should be the size of a house with how we eat because we, like I said, we're on the road. So sometimes we're getting places with a kitchen. Other times we're eating like Chick-fil-A and Chipotle every day. Sometimes it's not even that lucky. Sometimes it's like, we're eating Costco pizza. But it's amazing. It's really, really, really cool. But like I said, I can get you a bunch more information on that.
Well, it's the size of a, like if you walked in the house, you would think like, oh, there's a stepper machine.
Yeah.
So it's like that size.
Yeah, it's like
stand or sit on it.
2 feet by 2.5 feet out.
And have you've noticed a difference? You use it some?
Yeah. I mean, like we've been doing that for about 2 years now. So we went into it with the intention of saying like, if this doesn't, we're gonna try it out. If it doesn't work, we're not gonna do it. And within the first day, both Christy and I had some issues that we were dealing with, that we had been dealing with for a minute, and overnight they stopped, like not exaggerating. And so that brought us back to training the next day, and then after that we started working, and then we worked with them for 6 or 7 months, and then we bought one ourselves.
Cool. Yeah, his wife was telling me I already knew she gets headaches sometimes, and she was saying she doesn't get them anymore.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it does do a lot of stuff. She used to suffer from migraines really bad, and now she doesn't.
Do the kids ever use them?
So, yeah, they do. They don't like using them in the store because they get embarrassed because it's like shaking. Keithan has no problem. He'll use it whenever he wants. Kyla is like, no. But when it's here in the house, they're using no problem. Yeah, they like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you guys are on the road a lot.
Yep.
So how's your kids' schooling go?
They're idiots. We don't know. They're just checking. They're homeschooled. They're actually amazing.
Yeah.
My son's getting into like graphic design and animation.
He showed me
and
some
visual effects. And
some of the
all
effects
stuff.
that he did.
Our daughter does art, digital art, and watercolors, and she's wanting to go to conventions and stuff. And they both take music theory, and they do all kinds of stuff online school. So they do online homeschooling stuff. And then they get to go see all kinds of stuff like DC, New York, Vegas, all kinds of stuff. So yeah,
Cool.
it's pretty awesome.
All right, so I think we're gonna end. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, we're good, man.
Cool.
It's good. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the thing. Isn't that what YouTubers say? I don't know. I don't have a YouTube channel.
They
But
do.
yeah,
I don't usually say it.
like, subscribe, and share it. Come on, people.
Cool. Thanks, Brian.
No problem.
We're out. Thanks for watching.
What's up?
Clips and quesadillas.